Welcome back to Rimworld. My name is Pat Clear, and the March of Civilization for Lowell here continues ever onwards despite the game's best attempts at stopping that from happening, like the siege from last episode, or the several metanoid clusters that we've had in a row. So I'd like to keep that trend continuing. And if you want to know what this is about, well, let's just say it's a series I'm running where I try and survive this hostile Oasis for about a year or so. Who knows, I might extend out the series if I decide I like doing this. And hey, if you want to catch up on the series, there's a playlist in the cards where you can do that. Well, looks like some orchid birds are mad now. So I guess it's time to lock the doors and pretend the outer world doesn't exist, because that's the correct thing to do in this situation. And that's the bionic replacements research completed, so that's great. You know what, let's finally research the gun turrets, so I can have some extra help in fending off the raids if they breach the walls. What else do I want on this list? I guess the endless progress can be done. And that's the gun turrets research completed, so that's great. Ooh, hey, looks like we have a quest for Editing of Fortune. Basically, they want me to deal with 2 groups of 10 scavenger thrashers. You know what, I think that's a hell of a traps issue, and I'll take it for 8 honor. And that's a tube television research completed, so that's great. You know what? Let's finally open this hermetic crate. And in recent news, Lowell is fully armored. So I think that's gonna be Lowell's job. Skill trainer, social. Okay, time to go poke the ancient crystal sleep caskets. And I think that is also gonna be Lowell's job. And hostile enemies, go figure. Let's see, bolt action, and scatterbow. And of course we have some beavers to worry about. Thankfully, Lowell is fully armored, so that's why Lowell gets to do this. Yep, that takes care of that issue. Go poke this area with the door. And nothing. Go fit here. Alright, Lowell, how badly injured are you? Oh, not too bad. Just some bruises and 1 crush to the stomach that was from the bolt action that is bleeding slightly. And of course we got some beavers to deal with, although I think they already vacated the map. Nope, there is 1 alpha beaver. 1. Anyways, it's probably gonna be alpha beaver breakfast for Lowell. Well, looks like Lowell is getting the alpha beaver breakfast at some point. Alright, Monton is prepared to defend the colony, and that's basically just Lowell. Time for you to leave. And just let him out. See if he can't recall the bots too. Cause I'm probably gonna drag him over to the turrets. And there goes a bad. Well, Lowell's room is destroyed. Right, we're at builder bot tier 1 3 and tier 1 4. Please stop wrecking my stuff. Okay, so they're fleeing now. Good. And I just had to prevent them from wrecking my stuff further. And I just said, Ryder went out to the wrong place. Right, Iguana went berserk. Not my problem, although I think I'm still gonna deal with it anyways. Hopefully I can get there before the iguana destroys the door for realsies. And that takes care of that. Oh, Tonnus, report for active combat duty. We have a siege incoming. Close that door. Oh well, that means you. And of course it's by the same group of people. And they're coming in hot up here. Alright, Lowell, that's your job. Don't let him set up anywhere. What am I dealing with? So let's see, we've got a couple of auto pistols, 1 pop fire foam, 2 LMGs, that's our stick, bio-coated modular flatter, 1 sniper rifle, a knife of some kind, a revolver, and a minigun. I think this is a Lowell job. Alright, hopefully they should have the mortars, setting up. Or at least in the process. Before I go in and just, blenderize a bunch of them. And 1 round is out. Alright, so they're beginning their assault. Lowell, run! Run, Lowell, run! And of course we got a mat time raid. Go figure! And see, not even related. Alright, Lowell, time for you to just flee. Those 2 raids can take each other out. Okay, so the first raid is fleeing, so that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to patch in that hole. Oh dear. Well, I'll set it straight for the metanoids. Run, Lowell, run! Well, Lowell is officially a freeholder now. I think the metanoids can just go through the hallway of traps. So lock everybody inside of Area 1 and pretend the outside world doesn't exist. Because right now it doesn't. Especially not for Lowell. And that takes care of the metanoids. Hippity hoppity, I have 2 free mortars. How lovely. And a reinforced barrel, 9 high explosive shells, and whatever other goodies are up there. Well, we do now make flat screen television, so that's great. And I just noticed that there is a kind of a massive hole in the walls of our production facility, which is not great. Anyway, it's time for the builder bots to fix that. Another day, another heartbeat of death. Well, that's unfortunately your job. Right, so that takes care of that. Well, I guess I did forget about the harpsichord and the piano. In fact, let's put the piano into the front. Well, we can now make our own harp, so that's great. And that's the harpsichord research completed, so that's great. Oh hey, I found the first counterpart armored cat print, so yoink! Time to dump the rest of the junk that I have in my storage system. Well, looks like a water wants to join Loons. Plus at melee, still 11. Normally I would, but the rules prevent me from taking you. Sorry, Leagues. Maybe next time. And yeah, I guess I'm overdue for the advanced nuclear power plant upgrade. I think that should go before the endless progress research. Well, that's a piano research completed, so that's great. Well, looks like we had a transport pod come crashing in through the heavens, and it contains Pete. Best at melee is still 11. And he's gonna be suffering from paralytic aplasia. Unfortunately, this is a solo contest run. Sorry, Pete. Maybe next time. Well, looks like Lowell has a suitable throne room now. Yep, we are accepting that ceremony. Right, we did. That doesn't seem like the threat's room. Oh well, it is what it is, and it was honorable anyway, so that's great. So that's a +1 honor. And now Lowell needs a meditation spot, so it's this one. Well, we can now make our own miniguns and other such weapons, along with some anti-aircraft, which would deal with the drop pod raids, which would be nice. And I think that's what we're going to be doing. And it can just go in right here, and that should take care of the issue for us. If you're wondering, I got a quest to take care of 6 prisoners that I'm probably going to set for +12 honor. And I have to teach them for 15 days. So, I think I'm going to be doing this one. I don't have a prison yet, so that's what I'm doing here. I don't plan on keeping them either. So technically it's not a rule violation. And now we have some manadronas to deal with. Oh well, that's a lots of doors and pretend the outside world doesn't exist right now issue. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And well, I think it's time to assess the prisoners. What's Lowell? Alright, Lowell. Time for you to be a warden. Well, looks like we've got a raid incoming, and they're multiple groups, and approaching from several different angles. Launching this is one of those raids that I can just ignore, if I wanted to. Oh well, this is your job. And of course, I know a lot of the robots inside of Area 1, and we have made contact with the enemy. And no, hey, looks like there was some mini grenades in there. Alright, so they're beginning their assault. At least this batch of raiders is. And now they're fleeing. Good. Alright, how badly wounded are you? Not too badly. Good. Alright, Lowell. Time for you to go confront the other enemies. Like this batch of raiders. And they're beginning their assault on the colony anyways. Start moving backwards. Because I think this is literally the only way we can win this raid. Alright, so that batch of raiders is fleeing. Good, let them leave. Dump another point into agility since Constitution is up to 206. And if you happen to accidentally use the one as target practice, well, oh well. That's the way they try to crumble sometimes. Yeah, I really need to start upgrading the LMGs to miniguns at some point, since I've got the tech for that now. Alright, so that's that raider dealt with. Just keep moving, just keep moving. Just keep moving. And a palm warbler's just self-tamed. You picked a pretty bad time to do that. Or maybe a good time, because it can be a distraction for the raiders. Alright, so now they're fleeing. Good. And one of them even went through the Hollywood traps. Alright, that takes care of that raid. And good news, the palm warbler survived. So that's great. Oh, hey, I found the second counterparts tech print. I don't have the money for that, though. Maybe if I sold off one of the old marine armor. And the harpist sword. And some gold. At least 100 of it. Then I can afford it. Just fine. Go apply that one. LOL, please. Alright, so you can now research the cataphract armor, which is going to be a lovely upgrade. Well, that's a geothermal power research completed. On to the advanced geothermal power. Well, I wonder who wants to join named Cass. Best at animals to level 1. Child. Sorry, Cass. Only I want, but the rules prevent me. You know, with the dough going on, it's a good thing we don't rely on fish for our food. And that's the advanced geothermal power research completed, so that's great. On to the advanced nuclear power plants. Oh, hey, looks like we have some free silver. So let's go and loot it. And it's all the way up here. Oh well, that's an issue for the builder bots to sort out. Well, I think it's time to dump some gold on the royal tribute collector that showed up. Try all of it. And I can now do the praetory ceremony. So let's do the praetory ceremony. Alright, so they're here now. Begin bestowing ceremony. I hope it's a good one. Knowing my legend, I'm probably just gonna roll the terrible one. Let's see, what will I get? And it was unimpressive. And we have a Praetor. Alright, and now I need a more dignified bedroom than this one. Oh dear. I guess I should just build it out here. I needed to remodel it anyways. Well, that's the advanced nuclear power research completed. On to utility columns. And I think it's high time we replace the old solar/wind farm setup. Mostly because I'm starting to run out of power a little bit. I think that two should do it for right now. And that's just going to replace the entire setup for the power, which would be lovely. Well, looks like we have a raid to deal with from the Mud Hive. And the prisoners need to leave in 3 days. Hopefully I can load up the prisoners first. So, autoload, and hopefully the Mud Hive will let me get away with this one. Actually, what am I dealing with anyways? Oh. So, let's see, I've got one Scyther, 3 Lancers, 1 Minotaur, 1 Pikeman, and 3 Centipede Blasters to worry about. Thankfully, the shuttle landed in an area that's gonna be, farther away than they'd like. Because they're just gonna end up in the hallway of traps. If I have anything to say, about it. So, with that in mind, lock the robots inside of Area 1. Is that all of the prisoners? Yeah, it does appear to be all of the prisoners. And, launch. And I can now become a Baron. How lovely. And of course keep Lowell inside of Area 1. They can just choke on the hallway of traps as far as I'm concerned about the Machinoids. And so far that's exactly what they seem to be doing. The Centipede Blasters made it rather far though. Then it could pass the hallway of traps though. Right, so right now the bedroom over here needs a end table. And a dresser. Which is going to be rather easy to fulfill, especially if I make it out of marble. And, make sure this doesn't actually get any items. It's just there for decoration, and to fulfill the requirements. Right, so that takes care of Lowell's need for a impressive bedroom, so that's great. Well, I think it's high time Lowell becomes a Baron. It's that. I guess it's time for you to do your ceremony. And let's see what, quality we'll get. Hopefully it's, better than unimpressive, that's for sure. And of course, it's dismiss all these notifications. I don't know why there isn't a dismiss all notifications button in Rimworld. Honorable. So, I have +1 honor, so that's great. Well, I need 8 more honor for the Archon title. Well, on that happy note, I think this is a pretty good stopping point for this video. So like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video and its playlist all over social media if you want to help out the channel and you enter them for free. And just remember to stay indoors, it's my time prowling around.